Hello, lovelies. This is 5 Minute Manifesting, and I'm your host, Lovey Brown. Thank you so much for listening. I am thrilled that you're here. And today, or recently, I've just been craving and thinking about going back to Neville Goddard and reading some of his work and really sort of just seeing if I see anything new. Because I know that sometimes when you reread things, new things pop out to you. And so I was reading from The Awakened Imagination and The Search. And I was reminded of the story of Neville learning how to manifest from Abdullah. I read it in that book when I was rereading. And so I just want to read to you a little bit of it and talk to you about it. So here it starts with a quote. It says, "You must imagine yourself right into the state of your fulfilled desire," Abdullah told me, "and fall asleep viewing the world from Barbados." So you may remember that Neville wanted to visit his family in Barbados. He had not been there in a little bit, and he didn't have money for the passage. And so he's working with Abdullah, and Abdullah has just is teaching him what to do. The book goes on to say, "The world which we describe from observation must be as we describe it relative to ourselves. Our imagination connects us with the state desired, but we must use imagination masterfully, not as an onlooker thinking of the end, but as a partaker thinking from the end. We must actually be there in imagination. If we do this, our subjective experience will be realized objectively." So he's telling us what to do there. He's saying, go into your imagination and experience within your imagination what you want. And Neville here is saying, don't do it as if you're like watching someone else get to experience it and you're just watching it as an onlooker, but you're actually in your imagination yourself. Kind of like maybe imagine like if you had on some virtual reality goggles and you can kind of see, I don't know if you've ever used those, where if you like hold up your hand, you can see in the goggles your hand. So you're physically moving your hand, but also in the visual image, you can see that. So in your imagination, do the actions of your wish fulfilled. So I'm going to skip down a little bit and talk and read about what Neville does. "That night, and for several nights thereafter, I fell asleep in the assumption I was in my father's house in Barbados. Within a month, I received a letter from my brother saying that he had a strong desire to have the family together at Christmas, asking me to use the enclosed steamship ticket for Barbados. I sailed 2 days after I received my brother's letter and spent a wonderful winter in Barbados." And so as you can tell from that story, Neville followed what Abdullah told him, falling asleep, being in Barbados, and then he got the passage to Barbados. And so we can take that for ourselves if we're struggling with manifesting, that we can just try to visualize ourselves and our wish fulfilled, whatever that is. If it's you with your specific person, if it's you just having a lot of money, whatever your desire is, imagine yourself there, or even a trip like Neville did, and fall asleep in that assumption, and it will come to pass. So thank you so much for listening. I am thrilled that you're here, and I will talk to you next time. May you manifest exactly what you want.